Yo, 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 what's up, fam? What's up, family? Frequency adapted manifestations, what's up? Hey, all of my fam, like this grand alignment, this summer solstice, we all just went through such a huge moment, right? Of just like pure transformation. For my masculines, we went through a whole like retooling of ourselves. We went through this, and we're still going through this major alignment, right? And this major alignment is bringing us into this maturity. So the divine father energy has returned to us. It was not here. A lot of people think that that true masculinity was up on earth, and it wasn't. True masculinity doesn't allow for any of this that is going on right now to transpire. True masculinity stands up and says no thank you, because the true masculine represents his father, and he inherits everything that his father has. So in knowing that, he knows he's a protector of the realm, and he is the one that is to stand forward or stand in the gap, so to speak, until the father returns. So those sons who have stood up, those men who have stood up, even though they may have felt they didn't have the backing of other men. I asked one of my friends. I said, what is it going to take for kings to stand with kings? Why is it that kings can't stand with kings? You know, we always get these stories of war and all of these men, trying to overcome each other to be better than each other. Whereas in my soul memory, the things that I recall from past lives and that I have seen metaphysically, that's not true masculinity. True masculinity is not about separation and destroying and chaotic behavior. True masculinity is actually about strength and endurance, and about the carrying of the sacred knowledge within, the sacred gnosis of humanity within. And this is shown to us through the capabilities of the masculine template to be able to carry the seed. So we are the seed points for a lot of things that happens in humanity. So this is a very important role as kings of the earth, as emperors of the earth, as keepers of this sacred garden. We are, we have been out of place for a very long time. So this marks the beginning of an amazing time right now, energetically speaking. But with this masculine energy coming, we also got to understand that it comes along with a lot of anger, a lot of resentment. There's a major need for discipline of this energy. So imagine a father coming home, right? And finding that nothing he said was done, or he said to do was done, right? That father in his true masculinity comes home, and he expecting the things that he erected or he structured to be followed, not out of some place of anger or authority, overusing authority, but out of a place of innately understanding who and the role, who he is and the role he has to play in the home. So if he comes home, so to speak, and he said, hey, son, take out the trash. He comes home, the trash ain't taken out. Pops is probably mad. Pops is probably going, hey, I asked you to do this one thing and you didn't do it. That's the way that the energy is coming back right now. Most people are like, say, karma's a bitch, right? Karma's mean, but karma has a husband. Karma's husband is Father Time, so to speak, Saturn, right? So we personify it in the Saturn energy, right? But if karma is a bitch, what is her man? How is he coming through the door, right? as her equal energy is about to be matched upon earth, we have the other side of that. And when I say that, it may bring up anger, it may bring up resentment, it may bring up a lot of situations where you're going to be asked to use your maturity. And in using that maturity, you're going to find that you're activating in love. You're activating your love. You're activating your sacral chakra. You're activating your heart chakra. There's these connections that are being made right now. Many masculines are being initiated into this new form of masculinity, and it's really going to be very new for a lot of masculines because they were raised in a different system. They were taught that if you don't stand up, or that if you do stand up for yourself, that is a form of aggressive masculinity, right? Or if you're angry about something, that's a form of aggressive masculinity. And feminism has a lot to do with this, as identifying a masculine as dangerous or not walking in a true form of love, right? But this new form of masculinity 2.0, so to speak, this new version of what we're bringing to earth is a restructuring of society. Now, we've done this before, but not in the way that we're going to do it. We're going to restructure society based on Gnosis, based on what's best for humanity, the Gnosis of self. So if you truly love yourself, if you truly know yourself, then you are living in accordance with the most highest vibration, right? You're with the most high. You're in that highest vibration, right? And you're doing it out of love for self. If you can do that, accomplish that out of a love for self, a true love for self, out of the identity, loving the identity of self, right? If you can live that frequency out, then you can show others how to live that frequency out. Therefore, you can change your whole vibration. You can change your whole timeline. You can change others' timeline just by being the best version of yourself. This inner gnosis. So once you know who you are, what you can do, what you came here to bring, and you step into it, you change the vibration of the whole area. Now, as a seed carrier of divinity, as having within you the cells to produce a seed that you could plant upon this earth, or plant into the earth, right? Because these temples are earth. These temples are earth. They represent earth, alchemically speaking. They represent earth also. So if you as a masculine can plant the seed into the earth, the feminine, who's the embodiment of the mother earth, right? It's like now you can create something that is beyond. You can create something that is beyond anything you've ever imagined. And that is yourself. You can recreate yourself. So this power that men have been given, it was wasted by the toxic masculine energy that was given to humanity. This toxic masculine energy that was just handed to us and said, hey, this is the way you're supposed to behave. This is the way you're supposed to think. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you carry yourself. See, love is sex. So if she loves you, she'll give you sex. And all of these misconceptions of humanity men were given, or I'm sorry, these misconceptions of men that we were given. We were taught to be these lower versions of masculinity instead of these higher versions of it, right? Well, the Divine Father, the Most High version, that template, that energy is manifesting itself back into humanity. This is such an exciting time because as a masculine temple holder, right, as living in this masculine template, this temple, I'm excited because I get to feel this energy and I get to feel it for humanity. I get to feel it for my collective, for my soul collective, because we need this energy more than anything right now. And the divine masculine energy is playing out in the world. Like I can see it actually happening. Like I don't know how many people follow sports, but the HBCUs, right? Historically black colleges and universities, right? I'm not all down for the whole system and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm just showing you the way that, or I'm giving you an example of how this energy is already starting to play out. You have the top players in the nation that quote unquote are black, right? Which are they're actually they're not Americans, they're Amerindians. I saw that the other day online. I can't think about who it was. I think it was a channel called Aboriginals or something like that, right? But yo, he said instead of Americans, you're Amerindians, something like that, Amerindians. So anyway, but a lot of the top players in America, as far as American football, American basketball, they're black. And like they go to all of these other universities, right? Now, it's amazing because these historically black colleges and universities, none of the black kids wanted to go there. So there was a huge disconnect between these. Whereas back in the day, these were the only spots you could go. So the ancestors were going to these universities and these colleges to try to somehow find their place in this new world, in this new way of things, this new economics. And so with me being from down south, from Louisiana, I know that this is a lot of our ancestral land. This is a lot of historical land that was ours. I got people. I got people. I was in foster care with people who owned hundreds of acres of land, right? And it's like, how do you get 500 acres of land? That ain't 40 acres and a mule. But anyway, I digress a little bit. So this father energy, I was so excited to see it because the confirmation came through with this. A lot of these top athletes are going back to Alabama, going back to Mississippi, going back to Louisiana, going back to these historically black colleges in South Carolina and Florida. They're going to these universities instead of going to the predominantly white universities. And as I was sitting there watching that, I'm going, whoa, this is like amazing. But what was even more amazing was the men that were going back to these HBCUs and coaching. And that's what got me. And it was like, wow, wait a minute, what's going on? And the whole download that I had received a couple of days before just clicked in. It was like, wow, the divine father energy is returning. Because these men, as I heard them talking, they're saying things like, it's time for us to come home. It's time for us to build these structures where our young men could be fathered and be mentored by us. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, that was the confirmation. So I gave you that example to show you how this energy is really starting to play out. Men are stepping up and they are filling that gap that was left by other men. These men are now stepping up and saying, hey, I know you didn't have a chance. I'm going to use my platform, the fame that I've developed, my name, to literally open the door. Not for you to go play professional sports, but for you to become a professional in life. That's fatherhood. That's building structure. And the vision I had saw of a whole nation of people returning back down south, because there was an exodus from down south back in the day when things got so hard, when Jim Crow laws happened and all of the industries were being built up north. A lot of people left ancestral land down south. A lot of black people left ancestral land down south to head north for jobs, for opportunities, right? And basically to be from the country became bad. You became seen as dumb, or a country Negro, right? So now these children, 6 generations later, are now feeling the need. They're hearing the call to go home, to go to these universities that are in rural areas, but they're just historically black universities. Why are they feeling that call to come back? These young men are literally being prepped to come back home to ancestral land, to walk these hills again, to walk upon the very land that their ancestors walked upon and hunted upon. These young men are being called back. So it's amazing to see, but it's also the building of a nation, the beginning of the building of a nation. The beginning of true manhood is coming back. The beginning of true masculinity is starting right now. And it's the most amazing thing to see men heal, to see men heal and pull other men in. So, like I was speaking of before, though, when I was talking to my friend, and I said, why can't kings like chill with kings? Why can't kings roll with kings? Why does a king got to sit alone and be alone? Like, that's a lonely life, man. I don't want to be a king and be alone. I don't want to be an emperor and be by myself. Yo, I want other kings that I could chill with and kick it with and talk knowledge to. And then they talk knowledge to me, because iron sharpens iron. So now to see what I was shown actually starting to happen, I'm excited. As kings learn to walk with kings, men learn to walk with men, we will build structures and we will establish a set of laws and rules that are governed by the universe, not by men. That may sound crazy, but that's the way it used to be. See, the universal laws with the divine father energy coming back in, right? In full force, and these heat waves that you've been seeing coming, that you've been feeling, just emanating out, right? All of these CME bursts from the sun, from the soul, bursting out. What has these gamma rays been doing? What have these X-rays been doing? The magnetosphere has literally opened up to receive this energy. The womb, the cosmic womb, has opened up to receive these rays, these cosmic rays of energy that are transforming us moment by moment, second by second, changing us in so many different ways. So as we're going through these changes, we got to be mindful that these energies do come with they don't come with, they bring up within us, within our templates, these energies for clearing that need to be cleared, right? So right now, like I had mentioned before, there's a huge sacral activation. So now masculines may be finding they don't have the need to release, and probably shouldn't be releasing. They should be allowing the transformation to take place. The divine seed within you is being transformed, and that's a lot. That's a lot, because that is genetic structure being changed within you. That is mental structures being changed within you, so that you can hold a whole different frequency, a higher frequency, but it's totally different, right? So when you hold this frequency, or when you are able to hold this divine seed frequency within you, everything around you changes. Everything around you changes. You are a part to a whole, and your part to play becomes very, very, very evident. But like I said, I don't want to rant, but this is exciting times. It's exciting times. So with the solstice happening, the summer solstice, we've now crossed that gateway, that portal, and now with this wave of energy that's coming in, this divine father energy that's coming in from now, it's gonna peak out around the next eclipse, 2023. And it'll carry us to 24. And literally all of masculinity will be changed. That father energy will be back. And the divine father frequency holders that are able to hold this frequency, that have done the work, that have cleared it out, they will have these sacred seeds within them. And they will be able to impregnate the world with them. And this will be in the form of ideas, thoughts, and children, and actual children. That's what this whole attack, man, I ain't gonna even mess this video up with that, but I'm about to do a live for that. But this whole attack, just like the Twin Towers attacking the twins, a lot of sexual reproduction attacks, right? But now our numbers are about to go up. I hope y'all know that. What some people are seeing as bad, some people are seeing as good with the whole laws that are changing, the man-made laws that are changing. But like I said, the universal laws are coming in. The universal laws from the Divine Father is coming in. The Divine Father is saying, hey, these are the laws. These are the rules. And this is what you're going to follow. And then us as the masculines upon earth are going to say, yeah, that's right. This is what you follow. Universal laws, laws of reciprocation, right? The laws of attraction. All of the universal laws are going to come into play. And if you don't know what those universal laws are, go study it. Go figure out what those universal laws are. And this is what you are to live your life by. And when you really see that these laws are all about frequency, they're all about dimensions, they're all about you being able to transcend this matrix without leaving no part of yourself behind that you are attached to. You can leave anything you want in this matrix, but are you attached to it? That's the point. But, or I should say, that's the sticking point. If you're attached to it, because you're going to get stuck here. But I think that's about all I kind of really wanted to get out right now. But there's so much more that I want to say. But man, trying to stay on topic, on point. But with, like I said, with the divine masculine energy, literally the frequency about to go through the roof, is hitting the whole earth. These energies are hitting the whole earth. That's what I wanted to say. These energies are hitting the whole earth. So if you do not know how to handle this energy, you're going to find yourself angry. You're going to find yourself very resentful. You may find yourself not very disciplined, in need of correction. So if you're going to embody this masculine energy, you're going to have to be strong. You're going to have to be courageous. You're going to have to be accepting of yourself, accepting of your shortcomings. You're going to have to accept your the fact that you have carried on a tradition that has not been in the best interest of your bloodline, of your children. You got to come into this major acceptance of that. Like if you're a womanizer, you're a womanizer, right? If you're an elf boy, you are an elf boy. That's just the way it is. Accept that. But now come into the maturity of knowing that you can be so much better than that. You can actually be a divine seed holder. Like literally, there's only so many that's going to get this. There's only so many that's going to get this, because judgment has came. Judgment has came. And it came to the house first. Now it goes out into the world, right? So as you are holding this frequency, as you are looking at the divine masculine energy, look at the way that it's going to hit earth. Look at what's happening. The anger, unresolved angers, right? People won't get back. They're undisciplined. They have resentment for the things that they didn't accomplish, so they're blaming other people for it instead of stepping into their own strength, their own courage to say that it was I. And so because it was I can change it. And, yeah, like I said, I think that's kind of it. That's all I really wanted to share. But you guys live in harmony and bliss. I hope you're handling these energies as best as you can. You know, like I say, when daddy comes home, things get right. Things get straight pretty quick. And if you've had a strong masculine in your life, you know what I mean? You get some get right real quick. And, when things are being done wrong, hey, people, they get in trouble. They get called out for what they did. There's consequences to every action. So whether that be quote unquote negative or positive, consequences to every action. And so now that we're here and we are now ready to be transformed physically, we need to be making our plans about where we're seeing ourselves be, where we're seeing ourselves go. What are we accomplishing? What are we looking to accomplish, right? Write down your goals, write down your aspirations, start making these things part of your reality, because the timeline is shifting so fast that you want to be prepared and ready. All right, y'all, live in harmony and bliss. Hope this helped y'all out. Love y'all.